Hi Pokefans, today we are finally going ahead with challenging the champion assessment. Personally, I am very excited and I think I'm completely ready for this challenge as well. Anyway, welcome back everyone to part 31 on my Pokemon Scarlet gameplay, and we are gonna see how it's gonna go today. In the last episode, I have completed the storyline for Starfall Street. If you're interested in seeing how it ended, go ahead and check out my last video. Alright, here we are right next to the Pokemon League building, and here are my team members. I haven't really leveled them up because I think the current level is pretty good. It seems like we also have Champion Geeta standing there for us. Let's see what she has to say. And here it is gonna pan on to the building itself. Ooh, okay. Hello Dash. So this is it. You have decided to face the Pokemon League. That we have. The final test you must pass to become a champion is held here in this building. I wish you the best of luck from the bottom of my heart, Dash. Alright, I guess that is pretty cool. I look forward to meeting you again soon. So she definitely expects us to kind of pass this assessment. Let's go ahead and talk to the NPC who's standing here. And as far as the assessment goes, I think if you have Pokemon around level 65, which is kind of the same level that you do need if you're challenging Penny, then I think you are pretty good with this one. Once you talk to the NPC, he's gonna just check how many badges you have. In my case, we have defeated all the 8 gyms, so I do have the 8 gym badges. But let's see what happens next. Ooh, okay, we do have Rika right here, who we have, by the way, met before. Thank you for coming today. Please, do have a seat. Okay. Now, I guess you can't really turn back, but there is a Pokeball down on the floor right there, which I don't know what's happening with that. I guess it's some kind of a glitch, but let's sit on the chair. I, Rika, will be your interviewer. Let's get started with the first portion of the champion assessment. We begin with the interview. First things first, let me see how many badges you have. Excellent, you have all 8. Next, I would like to ask you a few questions if you wouldn't mind, Dash. Please think carefully as you may automatically fail the interview depending on your answers. Ooh, okay. Let's begin. How did you get here today? So the correct answer is actually gonna be I walked, and you do have to kind of select it. Very good, very good. Please tell me the name of the school you have enrolled in. This depends on which version you're playing. In my case, it's Scarlet, so it's Naranjan Academy. Ah, that's right. So what brings you to the Pokemon League today? Alright, we came here to become a champion. Yes, indeed. Why else would you be here, I suppose? Yep. Now, what do you intend to do if and when you become a champion? This is a tricky question, but the answer is I want to find treasure. I see. Interesting. Tell me, which of the 8 gyms gave you the most difficulty? Now right here you can choose any option that you like, but if you do choose a gym, you do need to kind of know the name of the gym leader. In my case, I didn't find any of the gyms that difficult. But since we do have to select one, I'll go with Alphanada Gym. Of course, you do need to know the gym leader's name if you do select it. I see. And what was the name of the gym leader you faced there? As you might know, the name is actually Tulip in my case. But if you have selected another gym, you do have to select that gym leader's name. And of course, Rika here gives a dramatic pause. I'm glad you seem to remember. Okay. But do you remember what type of Pokemon Tulip used? Yup, we do, and it's actually Psychic type Pokemon. She did smile. Wonderful. Building the skills needed for the champion assessment is no small feat. You must have met a lot of Pokemon to get here, Dash. That we have. What was the category of the Pokemon you chose to become your first partner? Since I did choose Pragatito, I'm gonna go with the Grass Cat Pokemon. But based on what starter you have used, you can choose that. Very good, very good. Now, please forgive me, but I'm gonna repeat a previous question. Remind me, what do you intend to do if and when you become a champion? Of course, we definitely want to find our treasure. Do select the same option that you have selected before. And let's see what happens next. Ah, yes, that's right. Next is the final question for this interview. Okay. Do you like Pokemon, Dash? That's a simple question. It's actually yes, I do. And the camera pans to her. She definitely takes her time with this one, as you can see. But if we have corrected all of the answers, she's gonna be smiling. Good job, kiddo. That about wraps up the interview. Alright. And let me be the first to congratulate you, Dash. You just passed the first part of the champion assessment. On your first try too, no less. Don't think anyone has done that since Nemona. Ooh, okay. Definitely tells us a lot about Nemona right there. But anyway, time to switch gears and get ready for the next segment. The second segment is what we call the Elite Test. And you'll be facing the Elite Four in Pokemon battles. Nice. I guess that's pretty obvious from the name of the test, huh? Yep, that is. Anyway, we are the best the league has to offer. You'll be facing us 4 in a row, no turning back. That's pretty intense, I think. This won't be a cakewalk, I promise you that. Make sure you're all ready and then go into the room behind me. And that is all on our assessment. So we do have to kind of get ready. Right here the game does autosave, but I'm gonna save once more. And I think my team members are pretty good, so I'm not gonna be changing it either. Let's go ahead and enter the next room and see whom we'll be facing pretty soon. This is pretty nice and I'm actually excited for these battles. Definitely, after all, we have been kind of getting ourselves ready for this the whole game. And I think we are finally ready. In this case, it seems like Rika is our first trainer. Right. Personally, I do like her design a lot. I think it's so cool. Now then, let's get this started, eh? Let good old Rika be the first of Elite Four to take you on. Right, I think I'm ready. I would say I'll be going easy on you, but I would be lying. Think fast. Alright, and there we go. We are being challenged by Rika herself. She does start her battle with a Whiscash, which, if you have guessed, is actually a water and ground type. And of course, Rika right here is gonna be a ground type trainer. Would definitely recommend you guys to have a grass type Pokemon up in front, or any Pokemon that does know a grass type move. Since Whiscash is having 4 times weakness to grass type move, it's definitely a really good move to start with. Right here, I was able to take it down in one hit. Now this might be the reason because my Pokemons are quite over leveled. But of course, if you do have Pokemons around level 65, I think you'll still have an easier way with these challenges. The next Pokemon is actually Camerupt, and personally I think Cloudgyre is the way to go. Camerupt is Pulse, Fire and Ground type, which is pretty nice, but it still does have a weakness to Ground type moves. In this case, I would definitely recommend bringing out your Water type Pokemon, since Camerupt right here does have a 4 times weakness to Water. Sadly, I don't have a Water type Pokemon in my team, so I'm gonna be just going with Cloudgyre. I'm gonna take it down in one hit with Earthquake. There we go. The next Pokemon that is gonna be coming out is Donphan. Pretty nice. Once again, if you do have either a grass type or water type Pokemon, I think you are good against Rika. Personally, since this battle is quite easy with those Pokemons, since Rika does have kind of a either dual typing or a single type ground type Pokemon. Here comes Donphan. To be honest with this one, I was actually expecting to one-shot this Donphan right here. But as you can see, it actually survived, which is due to its sturdy ability. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Does go with Poison Jab, which is super effective on me, but I think we'll be able to take it down in the second turn. That is pretty nice. Rika does have only 5 team members, and since we have kind of defeated 4 of them, I think there is only one Pokemon left, which is gonna be her starter probably. Alright, she's actually going for Dugtrio. Once again, Dugtrio is pretty easy to defeat. It does have quite a low defense and special defense stats, so it's pretty easy to defeat it. And of course, I was wrong. This is actually the 4th Pokemon. Pretty easy to defeat with just a single energy ball, and we have one more Pokemon left to defeat. Let's see which one it's gonna be. Ooh, okay. Rika actually has a Cloudzyre, which is pretty cool. And I think personally, I do want to switch out my Pokemon. I mean, I'm pretty sure Muscrada can take down Cloudzyre. But since it is fight poison type itself, I feel like I do have to, switch out into my own Cloudzyre. I guess it's gonna be a battle with Cloudzyre versus Cloudzyre at this point. And surprisingly, my Cloudzyre also has a Terra type as ground, so this must be definitely quite fun. Of course, I'm gonna be terrestrializing my Pokemon, because why not? One thing right here, you actually don't have to worry about your Terra off. It will get reset after each battle, which means you can definitely terrestrialize your Pokemon after each of these battles, which is pretty cool. Right here, my Cloudzyre looks amazing. I'm also gonna wait for Rika right here to terrestrialize her Pokemon as well. There we go. And by the animation of the Terra Orb, it kind of feels like you do have to have strong hands or else it might get blown out of your hand. But for some reason, my character is the only one that doesn't struggle with it. Even Nemona's animation does show her kind of struggling with it, so I'm really not sure about that. I don't know what really is happening with the Terra Orb itself. But we are going to start our battle. Since my Cloudzyre is kind of a bit higher in level, I did go first. And we did do a bunch of damage on it. For some reason, Rika decided to use Toxic. Not that it's gonna really help me, just because I'll be able to take it down in the next turn. Well, since this is the last turn, I did decide to kind of change it up a bit more and did go with Mega Horn. For some reason, Cloudzyre actually survived it. I guess we do have one more turn left before we can actually take her down. I've also decided not to kind of heal up my team members in between when I'm battling. I just do not prefer it. I feel like it's kind of a bit of cheating if I do that. So I do tend to be careful and try to kind of not, avoid taking my Pokemons down if I don't have to. Right here, it seems Cloudzyre is trying to use Protect and stall me to see if my Pokemon will go down because of its poisoning. So I definitely do have to step it up. This turn I went with Earthquake, and since Rika didn't use Protect once more, we were able to take her Pokemon down. And there we go. That is the first of the Elite Four defeated. Pretty nice. And I actually enjoyed this battle. I think it was pretty cool. Also, it's nice to see a ground type trainer up in front. Not bad, kiddo. Definitely seems like Rika is a bit unsatisfied with herself. Let's see what happens next. Talk about unfair. No way was I ever gonna win that one. Still, though, what a great battle. Felt good even to lose. Alright. Not a whole lot of trainers have the skill to make it past the Elite Four test. But who knows? I'm beginning to think you might be one of the few that do, Dash. Better stay on your toes though. The second of Elite Four is stronger than me. You're up next, Squirt. Come on out. Coming. It is Poppy. I think that's her name. Yep. Oh, whoa. Did you lose, Rika? Yeah, I did. She's no pushover, let me tell you. I'll be watching from the side. Avenge me if you can, eh? You bet I will. And we do have a chance to challenge her. Now, before I move on forward, I definitely want to heal up my team members and make sure I'm kind of ready for Poppy. Also, I do have to switch out my team a bit. Poppy over here is actually gonna be a steel type trainer, if you haven't guessed it. Personally, for me, the thing that gave away that she is a steel type trainer is the accessory she was actually wearing. She actually has a steel key around her neck, which does give it out a bit. But in case of Rika, I guess it's a bit difficult to identify. Her character does not really show any kind of indication that she's a ground type trainer, so definitely that was a bit surprising for me. In this case, I did want to have Armarouge up in front, but at the end, I actually changed my mind and went with Cloudzyre since it does have Earthquake. After saving my game, let's go ahead and talk to Poppy, the second of the Elite Four. Let's see what she has to tell us. It's so cool you made it this far, but this is where you'll say bye-bye, miss. All my Pokemons are super tough. Your weak attacks won't work on them at all. They'll bounce back right off, you'll see. I can't wait for you to meet my friends. So, here they come. Alright, see, she does have a steel accessory on herself. It's pretty cool. She actually starts with Copperajah, which is a really cool Pokemon that was introduced in Pokemon Shield and Sword games. Personally, I really like this Pokemon. It is a steel type, but quite defensive. In my case, I think we should be pretty fine. Although she did go with Stealth Rock, which is gonna hurt my team each time I switch them out. Copperajah was pretty easy to take down with just one Earthquake, and I will actually try to see if I can use Cloudzyre for all of her team members. But apparently it seems not. She is bringing out her Bronzor, which is gonna have Levitate, so I can't really use a ground type move against it. Definitely did force me to switch out right here. I did decide to go with Armarouge since it is a part Psychic and Fire type. Should be a good Pokemon to go against Bronzor, or Bronzong in this case. I think I'll go and see if I can try to bring it down in one hit. That's the reason why I went with Armor Cannon right here. And we were lucky enough to take it down. Alright, that is pretty good. Let's see which Pokemon is gonna be next. Now I do have to be a bit more careful since my defense and special defense is a bit down. Next up is Corviknight, and I think I do have to be a bit careful right here. Did decide to go ahead and switch into Kilowatt, who does have electric type moves, and I think it's better than using my Armarouge, whose defense and special defense is down. Here is Corviknight, which is, by the way, my favorite Pokemon. I have used it so many times in my playthroughs when I used to play Sword and Shield, and definitely it's a solid Pokemon. But of course, we were able to one-shot it with the electric type move. Maybe that's because my Pokemon are a bit over-leveled, but alright, the next one is a Magnezone. I did have to switch back into Armorooge right here, and I think I'll get hurt by the stealth rocks that are present. Alright, here comes Magnezone, and of course the stones dug into my Pokemon, taking its health down to half. I did have to be a bit careful right here, just to make sure that Armorooge does not go down. But sadly, Magnezone has Sturdy. Of course, it can endure my hit. If it takes me down, I'm gonna be in such a big trouble. Okay, luckily it actually used Light Screen, and my burn was able to actually take it down, so that was quite lucky right there. Alright, let's see which Pokemon comes up next, and it's actually Tinkaton. Alright, I think Tinkaton is her final Pokemon, and it's gonna be super strong. In this case, her Tinkaton is actually gonna have the Terra type, which is gonna be Steel Terra type. So I do have to be a bit careful. My Tinkaton does have a Fairy Terra type, and if I do Terastallize it, I have to be more careful with it. Here it comes, and it looks amazing. Now, her Tinkaton actually has Mold Breaker, which is another ability of Tinkaton right here. I don't think that's the same ability mine one has. But of course, I was a bit worried, so I did decide not to Terastallize my Pokemon, just in case that would actually bring in more trouble for me. Alright, here she goes, Terastallizing her Tinkaton, which is pretty nice. And by the way, I think it looks pretty cool, but I feel like the Fairy Terra type does suit Tinkaton way better. Definitely seems like the Flash Canning did nothing since it is a Steel Terra type. I guess it's time for me to kind of switch up my team and be a bit careful. Gigaton Hammer is definitely an amazing move, and yup, almost took down my Pokemon. Okay, I think it's time for me to go ahead and try healing up one of my team members. I mean, I could bring out Armorooge, but there is no use if it goes down immediately because it's in half health. So sadly, I did have to heal it up right here. And at this point, my Tinkaton might actually go down if she actually decides to use a Steel type move on me. But I'm not too worried about taking down my Pokemon. I think it still should be pretty fine. This time I went with Knockoff and actually landed a crit hit, which was pretty nice. And since she did go with Steel type move, sadly my Tinkaton does go down right here. I think it was probably my fault. I shouldn't have switched into it in the first place. Either way, it did give me a chance to kind of heal up my Armorooge and try to take down this Tinkaton with a Fire type move. This is quite helpful because now my Pokemon's defense and special defense is reset as well. So I didn't have to be too worried about it. Luckily, I was able to take it down in one hit. And here we go. We have defeated the second of the Elite Four, Poppy, right here as well. Oh, she's sad. Let's see what she has to say next, now that we have defeated her. I wanted to take revenge on you, Rika. Pretty sure you meant take revenge for me, Squirt. Don't think I did anything wrong by you. Hate to say it, but you lost, Poppy. Better call the next guy. Oh, that's right. I haven't had to do this in a long time. It's your turn, Mr. Larry. Oh. So Larry is the third Elite Four, apparently. Not really sure why they chose him for his second time, but that's quite puzzling. Hello there, it's me, Larry. And that is all. I do have to kind of, go ahead and heal up my team members. But I think this was pretty good till now. In the next episode, we'll be going ahead and challenging the final 2 Elite Four, and we're gonna see if we can win against them. It's definitely a surprise to see Larry right here. I wasn't really expecting him, but it's pretty cool to see. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to support me, check out the links in my description. I'll see you guys in the next one.